Update: Am I the asshole for asking my sister to leave after she tried to kick me out of my own house? Original post December, 2020. It has been a few months since my last post and a lot has changed. After Christmas, my sister called me to apologize for what she had said. She told me she had been dealing with a lot of issues at that time and she didn't mean what she said. I felt sorry for her, I really did, so I told her all was okay and that she and Roger are forgiven. Fast forward a month and Emily and Roger are getting separated. I don't know their business, but I know that financial problems were a big part of it. She had asked to stay with me again and I, feeling sorry for her, said okay. The first day she came to stay with me was great. We got along well, ordered takeout and watched a movie together, something we haven't done since we were very young. Keep in mind that my house has 3 bedrooms, one belongs to me, one is a guest bedroom and one is just a pretty much empty room. I decided to furnish the smaller guest room instead of the bigger one as I keep my violin and other instruments in there. She was staying in my guest bedroom, a very small space with just a bed and a nightstand. This was a downgrade from her living space, but she didn't seem to mind. About 2 nights after she came, she asked if there's any way that she can switch the rooms. Keep in mind that I had no idea how long she was planning on staying, so I didn't think it was a big deal. The room has a comfortable bed and a nightstand with some drawers. It's not permanent, so I told her no. This was when the bigger problems started. She began to leave her dirty clothes and dishes all over the floor. She'd stained a quilt that a close friend of mine had made for me with food. I asked her to please keep my rooms tidy and she started to break down crying. She told me she was feeling very down and that she is sorry. I understand this sort of thing, but I still asked her to keep tidy as she was living here for free. She kept doing it, however, and I asked her to leave again to stay with my parents. Dick move? Maybe, but the room was dirty and smelled disgusting. A few of my friends say I'm too harsh with her, but I had really tried to get along with her, but we just don't work. She didn't give my parents her sob story this time, though, and so there were no more fights with my parents. Fast forward again to last week. My sister gives me a call and apologizes. She told me that she knows we can never be friends, but she hopes we can be civil. I said absolutely. I want to take a moment to thank all of the people who took time to respond to me. You guys helped me get through Christmas, 2020. You made the right call both times. Good luck with everything. Still not the asshole. Sounds like your sister has some stuff to work out that has nothing to do with you. Love the update and good for you. You were willing to forgive and help, but stood by your boundaries. However, I would have your sister talk to someone. It sounds like she is going through a lot, and the slobishness could be a sign she is depressed. Well, now you know that her initial unreasonableness was not a one-time thing, or the result of specific stress from the time. It's just her being entitled and disrespectful towards other people's things. Sounds like being civil is a good resolution here. You'll still have to see each other for family events, so don't burn that bridge completely. But you certainly shouldn't be doing her any more big favors now that you know how she responds. Get rid of those friends, honestly. They aren't supporting you and apparently see you as inexhaustible source of hospitality for others. Not the asshole. I understand going through depression, and the feeling of giving up on doing basic things, but I still don't think you were compatible in terms of living in the same home. You made the best decision for both of you and your overall sibling relationship. If your sister is going through problems, I hope she gets help. Woof. I feel bad for your sister cause it sounds to me like she's dealing with some serious depression right now, but I still understand kicking her out. I just can't imagine ever ringing either of my siblings and saying, I know we can never be friends. WTF. I remember reading your original post and thinking what an outrageous request from your sister. Looking at what's happened now, there seems to be a lot that your sister has to figure out on her own. You're being incredibly patient and understanding with her, while at the same time not wavering on your very fair boundaries. Good luck, and you're doing a great job. Guests have an obligation also, no matter what hard luck story they are living. You were kind enough to let her stay in your place. She should appreciate that and not trash your place. It's just good manners. Instead of appreciating what you were doing for her, she took advantage of it. So she got what she deserved. As someone who crafts and knows how much time and skill goes into making a quilt, having someone else stain a quilt that a friend lovingly made for me would make me very upset. NTA sounds like sister needs therapy. How were you harsh? There's a thing called respect and your sister completely lacks it. Having a hard time does not excuse lack of respect. She started dirtying that room only after she was told she couldn't switch it. Did she think you would just say, "Oh okay, since the room is dirty you can switch now"? You did good. Not the asshole now, and you never were. It sounds like your sister is having a depressive episode. Hopefully with time she will feel better. I have chronic depression and I've been where your sister is. You weren't wrong to ask her to leave, it's not your responsibility to support her, and hopefully your parents are able to. If you do still want to try to help her, you could maybe invite her over to hang out for a few hours, or go visit her at your parents' house. Or maybe suggest to her or your parents that she see a doctor so she can get help, if she hasn't already. Thanks for the update. I'm sorry that you two couldn't reconcile, but it seems like you did the right thing. Your sister may need some professional help if she is suffering from depression, but that is a decision she has to make all by herself. Thanks for the update. I think your sister needs a lot of emotional support, but it's also important that you enforce your own personal boundaries. So good for you. The most ideal situation would be for her to seek professional help since she seems to be hurting a lot. Sounds very depressed. She seems like she's dealing with a lot of issues right now. I think she might also be depressed with her being so messy. But I mean, it's not your responsibility to take care of her, though I do wish she can get the help she needs. Congratulations and good on you for standing firm and weathering all the trauma. Just remember, in future civil sure, landlord, nope. Still not the asshole. Your sister kinda sounds like a nightmare. Not the asshole. It would have been good to discuss boundaries and timeframe beforehand. Also, if all she has to say is, "Sorry, I was in a bad place," for you to forgive her, she is going to continue this behavior. Saying you were in a bad place is an explanation, not an excuse. Like I have depression, that doesn't give me a free pass to do shitty things. Wow, give your sister an inch, she goes the mile. Your sister seems to be the sort that takes a mile when given an inch. I assume the "I know we can never be friends, but" was meant as some kind of manipulation. I'm glad it doesn't seem to have gotten to you. I wouldn't have even let her stay at all the second time. Not the asshole. I hope she gets over herself. She sounds like the absolute worst. If her and he ex-husband were having such financial problems, then why in the almighty hell would they renovate their house? And over Christmas, no less. Absolutely stupid. Her little crying trick would never work on me. That is manipulation 101. That's the kind of crap that literal children pull to get what they want, be it candy, ice cream, a new toy or a damn puppy. I'm glad you didn't let her continue to pull that shit, saw right through her, and stuck to your guns. Your sister sounds depressed. Has your family looked at getting therapy for her? She has been through a lot, and it is likely she has been unhappy for a long while that usually predates a divorce. Damn, your sister sounds really depressed. I hope she can start with some counseling. Lots of big, difficult things happening in her life right now. You're not the asshole, and you put forth a good effort. It's good your sis can self-reflect enough to apologize and recognize where she pushed things too far, messed up. Some people just don't click as far as living in the same space together. No matter how well you know a person, or how close you are with them, sometimes people just don't work out sharing a living space. I think you guys could be good together in hanging out occasionally and being there for one another if you wished. It just isn't in the cards for you guys to happily share a living space. And that's okay. Thanks for update. Still not the asshole. Your sister need therapy. You have right for boundaries in your home. I can kind of see where the friends are coming from, seeing someone going through a major life change and you asking her to move out suddenly due to being messy doesn't look great, but if they have such a problem with it then they can take her in. Not the asshole. I can definitely relate. I took my brother in during his separation. I had to make several threats to get him motivated during that time. It definitely put a strain on our relationship. Now that he's on his own and had the support he needed at the time, he's in a much better place. Good job, Op. Honestly, don't think anyone is an asshole in this scenario. Your sister was obviously going through something mentally and emotionally while she stayed with you. Granted, that was not your fault and you were just trying to help. In the end it didn't work out and you did what you had to do for your own mental and emotional health and well-being. Glad you two got it worked out. And hey, it doesn't seem like your relationship isn't all that bad. Maybe you're the type of sisters who visit each other for the day and then need your space. I am this way with a lot of my family. My mother included. It's not that I don't love them, it's that I know our personalities don't always mix well. I have to share a bathroom with my younger brother, who is more than old enough to know better, and he does these exact same things, no matter how many times he's told otherwise. So I know exactly how you're feeling, good job on taking action on it. Not the asshole. I hope your sister gets help for whatever is ailing her. Not the asshole. But your sister is depressed. I mean the disease, not just feeling bad. I don't know about the previous situation, link isn't working, but she needs more help than you can give her. Which means it's up to her to get that help. Right now she's just inflicting herself on others. Just don't take it personal. Her mind isn't working the way most people's do, and I hope she gets it together enough to get the help she needs. To the extent you're able to communicate, you should encourage her to do this, though this is something she's going to have to decide to do on her own. There's only so much you can do in a situation like this. Seems like you did all that and more. Now it's up to her. Not the asshole. However, I don't think she is the asshole either. To me it sounds like your sister is depressed and not managing her life falling apart that well. So I wouldn't hold the living situation thing against her. Like in your shoes, I'd build a relationship with her slowly and be friendly. Seeing her now and then for short visits until you guys are on better footing should you want a relationship with her, since if not, just see her at holidays and keep things civil. Just under no circumstances live with her again, since doing any version of that will lead to fire. Not the asshole. However, she is showing signs of depression. Your house, your rules, but I think you should be aware of that at least. I've been depressed, and it's really hard. My space gets messy. Personal hygiene becomes a chore. Personally, because I've experienced it, I would have showed a bit more compassion and tried to figure something out. We are different people, though, with different lives and priorities. Again, you're not the asshole. You had every right to kick her out. Just some food for thought. Poor thing is so depressed, sad face. Not the asshole, it's hard to deal with that. Not the asshole. Both times you did the right thing. Although personally when she asked to stay after her relationship ended you should have said hell no. You tried. You're a better person than her. She is just someone you cannot live with because honestly she's just selfish. And she'll always have some excuse. Not the asshole. I get that she's feeling bad but she's not at her place so she needs to follow your simple rules. I think you made the right choice. Keeping that situation going was gonna ruin your relationship ever more. Maybe you can be friends, but with a healthy distance. Also, an advice, take it or not, maybe call her every once in a while to check in on her and tell her that you're there for her. What she did at your place was wrong but she's going through a bad time so I think she would appreciate the support. Not the asshole, and I really hope your sister gets the professional help she needs. NTA. Being down on her luck doesn't give her the right to trash your home and disrespect you by not even cleaning up after herself. Please take this lesson against Ms. Stop letting her live with you. Spend the night, hang the weekend great, but she clearly isn't a compatible roommate to you. Not the asshole. Well done, well done. Not the asshole, your sister has some demons she needs to deal with on her own. Not your problem. Not the asshole, I'd have had a lot of trouble taking her in again after the whole Christmas debacle. Some people are better off kept at a distance. It's a lot better to keep a more positive when you see each other in social situations on the occasion, than up close and personal 24/7. When you live close quarters and you're in each other's spaces, you see more of the real person than you need to, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Personalities, beliefs, values, priorities, cleanliness etc. can clash and be jostling for space under one roof, and even blood family can be complete opposites and not gel well together. I have family members that are great to be around but not to live with, and I'm probably not everyone's cup of tea to live with either. It's probably better for your relationship to maintain its distance and avoid any roommate situation. Hope you can convince your sister to see a therapist. Sounds a lot like depression. Not the asshole again, and it sounds like your sister needs therapy. Your friend made a quilt out of food? Yeah, I would not let someone like that stay with me either. They are not respectful of your space at all. You can be civil, and you can even be friends. But the only thing for sure is that you cannot be housemates. Did your parents ever apologize too? They owe you one for blaming you rather your sister for her nonsense last time. I think it's possible your two could get along at least a little bit more, but you sister definitely would need to work on it herself more though.